Alright, everybody. Hello. This is Best There Is Games talking about Heroclix, and we're gonna break some stuff down. We are on the road to Worlds. I feel like it's like WrestleMania, but it kind of is when it comes to Heroclix. We did a podcast. It worked out very well. Really good feedback. We'll be doing another one soon. We want to do it after ROC, but ROC crashed and burned because of the fact of the Open is next or this Sunday coming up, and I totally get it. So we're gonna, man, why is everyone bucking me? But what we're gonna talk about is some crazy stuff that's been going on, what's been announced, and kind of like my input and stuff like that, and what I think may come of it. The biggest thing was Worlds is now saying they're not gonna do it in the summer. So the problem is people are freaking out, and I understand that. So the thing is, we got, these normal guys that go all the time to these kind of events. They plan ahead of time. They go in the summer. These guys booked hotels in advance and all that kind of stuff. And now they're upset because it's going to be somewhere on the East Coast, and we don't know where yet, and we don't know the date yet. So it kind of puts everyone in a bad spot. But to be honest, it doesn't affect me because I don't go to any of the bigger ones because that's just too far for me. I would love for them to show us some love on the West Coast. That'd be great. I'd be stoked for it to be at the West Coast, but this is all they're saying Gen Con's problem. So basically, it seems like Gen Con's going to be moving it to a whole different, venue, site, whatever. I don't know. It's really confusing. People are just going nuts on here. So, I'm sorry. We have like a ton of things going on, and right now we have also a bunch of releases for all kinds of stuff right now. And of course, I can always edit this out, but I don't care because we're doing it live, right? So for Dice Masters and the championship for Heroclix, it'll be added soon. Keep up, they're trying to tell you, keep informed. And then Origins will still take place on June 13th through the 17th. The thing is, it sucks. People are trying to do petitions. I'm not going to really sign a petition because I ultimately, of course, would want it closer to me. So if I make a petition, it's going to be closer to me because we never get anything. For it to stay in one place is kind of sad and bad, and I don't want it to. If it moves somewhere else and it doesn't affect me really, that's fine. I don't care. The only problem I do have are people that paid for it in advance, or people that won't be able to make it, and also, not get to play when they're supposed to play. Like, these guys plan on that time, and if they're planning on doing this in December, is what we're hearing, they're gonna not. It's not gonna pop off right for people. It's holiday season. People got work. People got school. So yeah, but again, that's gonna be the way the cookie crumbles for those people. I'm sorry. It sucks. That's the thing I do disagree with. But for the most part, where it's located, I don't think anyone's more entitled than others. I do hate that it's in the same place every time because I'm never going to go. I really don't want to go to, somewhat middle America, I guess. I'm not I'm just not a traveler kind of guy. But, if you had on California somewhere, I would hit it up because California, we have a lot of good things already. So, it's cool because I'm used to it, but at the same time, maybe that's why they don't give us stuff like that. But the East Coast having it, the East Coast has a lot of good things as well. But I think we should just move around every year. I think it should be like the Super Bowl. Give everyone chances, let everyone get a chance to go. Like, hey, this year I'm going to go because it's in my neck of the woods or whatever. But that being said, we don't know what's up. My question to everything is, what's up with the rotation? So is rotation going to happen in December and not summer? And if that's the case, a lot of people were getting ready to get rid of their things after the next Open or so, to make sure that before they dropped in value or whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all up in the air, and it's not cool. It's not cool that we're very confused and wondering, scratching our head, what's next. But they did announce that what we're going to be able to get there. We have for the first time ever, Heroclix players will have the opportunity to win. So this is what you're able to win: Marvel Heroclix Daredevil prize figure, Kingdom Come Orion, Jesus, I'm drunk. I don't drink, FYI. Orion prize figure. We got the Bombshell's Hot Girl, Banshee ID, Psylocke ID, Mr. Freeze ID, and Poison Ivy ID. And then for sale, we're going to have the Blackbird, Batman Commissioner Gordon, and the Wade Team Kirk and, I always say her name wrong, Uhura, for sale. Kind of lame for sale figures. But my first thing I want to get to is, not that, Daredevil. So Daredevil, everyone's like, hey, there's been a ton of Daredevils lately. And I totally agree. But let's be real. Does anyone have a Daredevil they think is like, oh, this is a really good piece? So if they make it a good piece, I'm really down with it. But how many different versions of Daredevil can we get? So what I'm thinking is going to happen, and I don't want to be Nostradamus here and be right, but I could call it sometimes. Like, sometimes get lucky on these calls. I'm thinking they're going to give us Age of Apocalypse Daredevil. He leaded the Hounds during the Age of Apocalypse storyline to hunt down mutants and imprison mutants. He did get chemicals spilled on him, but he also thought so that did happen, just like the regular story. But on top of it, he didn't believe that's what gave him power. That's what he didn't think. He thought Colossus' older brother, I think it's like Mikhail or something like that, he gave him the power of his sensory. He wore a mask thing, and it kind of like halted it, but he used it in a way to keep people from coming in and out. He was like their watchdog. They actually just called him, what did they call him? It was something Murdoch. I think it was like the Keeper Murdoch or something like that. Yeah, I think it was something like Keeper Murdoch. So he was kind of like the keeper of I guess their safety and all that. So that idea alone sounds like a cool way to have a piece that can watch something. I don't know, kind of like how the Watcher's Eye was able to do a lot of things. But again, this is going to be a limited thing that gives out to just people that when they win it. So if it's really good, it sucks that we all don't got advantage to it. But that's going to be my bet. During that time, he ended up being with under one of the Horsemen. I think at that time was Mikhail, and then it changes around. Eventually, he went under Weapon Omega and served him, which is Wolverine in the Weapon X world. And he was used as like a, I don't know, some kind of replacement for Apocalypse. Oh, sorry, Wolverine was a replacement for Apocalypse, but when he was just used to help monitor humans who try to enter the city. That's what was his main thing. So Wolverine used him to his advantage. I think, if I had a bet, I really do think they may try to do this because they were on an Age of Apocalypse kick. I thought we are going to get Apocalypse from Age of Apocalypse for Con LE, but it looks like we're not. So I really would put money down on this one right now. If we just got an average Daredevil, it'd be kind of weird. And the ability to monitor people coming in would be something I could see them playing around with, making it fun. But yeah, so that's my biggest thing I was really thinking about. I like the Orion, the Hot Girl, they're going to be just whatever. A Casey, another Bombshell, nothing really impressive to me. They'll probably be good, but nothing like, like I'm going to lose my mind over it. The bigger thing for me is the fact that we're getting IDs. The IDs are been a big staple now of tournaments and meta. I was hoping we were going to move away from it. I just want to get back to playing clicks. And using a 5-point card to call in a monster to destroy your whole team is ridiculous. But I do it myself. So you have to do it. You have to do it. If you want to play with the big boys, that's the way you play. You have to have the cards and the IDs. But with rotation coming, which we don't know when now, we would lose call-ins for Green Arrow, Nick Fury, all these meta pieces. Santana's been a really good one to get a probber out there, drop off the bunny. If you listen to our podcast, you'll hear how much the bunny tore apart my buddy Jake in the top 8. He would have gone further if it wasn't for that damn bunny. But cards are going to be a big deal. So Banshee Psylocke will probably be up there. Banshee's going to be an automatic call-in for Pulse Wave. He's got a lot of good Pulse Wave clicks. May not be the best, but he will be used for that, I believe. We'll see. I'm guessing his Inspire will be Pulse Wave. I hope so. If it is, it's going to be broken. Because, no, I won't say broken, but like if you have a range guy, you can throw Pulse Wave on him while you have the table. But see, that's the thing, is that the table rotates out before we get, or around the time we get these, but I think it's going to be there until after Worlds, and we don't know exactly when and where it's happening, so we may not see that rotation. So Banshee may be a person that's going to be hanging out on that tablet. This was my idea for a long time. I've been telling everyone that if they want to do ID cards, they needed to do villains, and my biggest thing I told everyone was they need Arkham security risk thing type of things, are like their ID numbers of basically their cell rooms or whatever, and it would be an easy way to do like an Arkham themed where you get the Batman villains, or you can even do other mixes of it of you know, I was gonna say the Wrath for Marvel, but Blue Haven's Prison, all those other ones, there's a bunch of different ones. But Arkham would be the main one, and we already are getting Mr. Freeze and Harley. So that makes me already think that the Batman animated series is gonna have these villain calling cards. And we need villains, I'm sorry. Lex Luthor and Captain Cold are alright to call in, but these guys are going to be amazing, I think, if for the meta, because how cards are now. Again, I prefer no cards at all. No cards, but if we have to have them, these guys are going to be amazing. Joker will be a really cool call-in with a couple of his figures. Harley's going to have some good stuff. They're definitely planning ahead. So I really, really, really do think I hit the nail on the nose, you know, telling everybody we need Arkham. We're going to get Arkham one of these days if they keep making cards. And everyone else probably thought the same thing too, so I'm no one special. But I do believe we're going to get that, and I do believe that it's going to be something a bit nasty way to play it. The Blackbird, you know, I don't know quite if we're just going to repay to Quinjet, or Invisible Jet. I mean, to be real, the Quinjet probably looks more like it. It's going to be sad if that's the case. If it plays with the X-Men cards, I'm going to be very upset that we all have to go buy this thing. If it's just an extra cool factor, but if it's this meta piece that works like the Quinjet or something like that, it's going to be bad. It's going to be sad. It's going to ruin meta. I'm not going to be happy about that at all. If it's just a jet that does a jet-like things and maybe some cute gimmicks, but if it's something that plays heavy with the cards, right now the cards are hard to get as it is. I mean, don't be wrong, Wolverine's the only one that's really high price, but again, at the same time, you have to either just go out and straight buy these or hope you get them in your booster boxes or your cases. And then we got the Commissioner Gordon Batman, so it's going to be him in that weird rabbit bunny suit. Don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. These are ones that we can buy. So Blackbird may easily be something we need with the IDs. And we're going to have to waste all our money because we're not going to be able to be down there. So we have to buy it through the second market. And then we know how that happens. Wizkids lets guys buy things in like bulk full when they need to just put it on NECA online and let us buy it ourselves. That's what needs to happen. They need to put it on NECA, put it plentiful, let everyone have a fair chance. We don't care if it gains value. We really don't. Because we just want to play and have an even playing field. The fact that things get limited or sell out is just blasphemous. Like, get real. Like, just make a ton if it's something that's going to be a meta thing. A Supreme Intelligence, make a ton of it. Let everyone have access to it. It's not fair the guy that's there or the guy that has the fatter pocketbook because we have lives or we're busy or we can't make it. You know, it's nothing against those people, but at the same time, you know, give me a break. I don't know. So a bunch of rules came out. This was just a random shot because these are, I wouldn't say crappy pieces, but bunch of different pieces. I'm moving on from the Gen Con thing real quick because we got to cover a few other things. We have a bunch of new rules that are getting adjusted. Action totals are going to be a thing now. It was always a thing, but now we're gonna have an action total where you have maximum value of 10, minimum value of 2. I don't get the minimum value. That really blows my mind. Because can't you just choose not to do any actions and that's fine? Or is it you have to do 2 actions? Or if you're down to 1 character, it's just fun. It's just really funky. They a passive so a passive effect including the key phrase your opponent gets an action total -1 triggered effect including when this character hits your opponent gets an action total -1 during your next turn. It's really kind of goofy and dumb. I'm not feeling it a lot. It looks like it's playing with the Martian Manhunter from Trinity War. Take a look at it. It reduces your actions you get. So it looks like this might be a future thing. I'm really gonna get annoyed with it because, to be honest, it may matter when you're doing these huge 1,000-point teams with friends and stuff, but really, I mean, I guess it could in the meta scene. You got leadership, so you'll get 4 actions, and maybe once someone gets hit, you'll only get 3. So, I mean, it could hurt. If it starts becoming a real thing, I don't know if I like that strategy. Like, I'm just going to work on letting this guy not being able to play, and it's dumb because we want to play. That's the whole thing. You want to be able to play. And that's why I have been having hard times with, again, I use Retaliators, I use Collins, but it really takes the playing and strategic value of clicks out of it lately. Bystanders are changing a little bit. We're going to get a symbol for them. I guess it's a different kind of fist with like an armband. And that symbol will just mean the character's cost. Why did I go back to Joker? It's gonna, instead of that fist we see there, we'll have a fist with an armband, which means they're standing up for their rights, and their actions do not count against your total. So pretty much nothing crazy there. They're gonna have rulings on how many bystanders can be out. So for instance, Carnage could spit out many as he wants unless they nerf that. But going forward, it looks like certain things are gonna say this character has a free generate blank, bystanders max 2, and that's it. And if they I'm guessing if they get KO'd and you're able to do it again, then you could do another one. So it's just weird. Like, I don't know. It's just odd how they're trying to do this. It feels like they're just trying to dumb it down so much that it's making it even more complicated to explain, more thorough when it's pretty simple. But yeah, so I guess, it's kind of easy when the card says this doesn't count against your actions, but I guess moving forward, we're going to see more bystander tokens. I think it's a cheap way for them to think of ways to get, because see, the thing is, they don't give you the tokens anymore. That's the problem. So not giving you the tokens, I think they're just like, screw it. We give them as prizes for certain things or whatever. And look at what they did during the Colossal event this summer. They gave out a ton of monkey, gorilla, serpents. I have stacks and stacks and stacks of them because we had so many and people didn't want 1,000,000 of them, so I try to give them out. So it's an easy, cheap way. I mean, I have people that make me my own. Of course, they're not shiny, but they're like $1 a piece. So this is an easy way for them to do LE type stuff, or when you go to conventions, like, check it out. It says Wizkids on the back, and you also get Pirate or Bob as a parrot. It's just, I think, a gimmick they're kind of moving forward and trying to do more. Bystander pogs are fun. They are fun, but it shows that they're going to try to crack down the way you use it and stuff like that. Breakaway is really confusing a lot of people. It seems like it's basically the normal thing to me, at least. But it's basically to the point where immediately resolve the entire action or special triggered when you fail to break away. So a lot of people are thinking, do I still get an action token or blah, blah, blah? I don't know. To me, it seems pretty cut and dry. They're saying it's a new rule concept that, let me see what they say. This is a rules concept that isn't really found anywhere else in Heroclix, and there's been a number of questions about it. Someone tried to argue fairly well, based on the current wording, that you don't get an action token if you fail to break away since you skip to the action being resolved, which is after time you'd get an action token for that. It should be clear in the rules that you get the action token, and other rules quirks and corner cases have popped up. So basically they're just trying to clean it up and make it where, people know you do get an action token, but a lot of people argue the way the wording is, and I don't think they even changed the wording. They move on to shape change, can do something related. I don't know why they're saying that, but with shape change, if an attack becomes illegal because it has no targets, the attack resolves, but the rest of the action continues on just fine. So to fix all this, initially we tried a simplest solution is just having breakaway work like shape change. That's what they're saying. Is basically they're making it work like shape change. Kind of weird, kind of odd, kind of goofy. Again, I'm not. It's kind of crazy. Some of these rules are trying to change and stuff. They already changed a bunch of rules. I wasn't like 100% behind it, but also I was like 90% behind it. They were fine. I was able to adjust and stuff. Now we're just like cutting corners now, and it's kind of getting annoying. Mind control's got a little bit of a change, I guess. A character that is mind control can move or attack in either order. However, if the character tries to move first and fails to break away, it can't make an attack. I think that kind of goes without saying. That's why when you do that, you don't do that. You'll either attack the person you're next to, or I don't know. That's just kind of weird. There's a whole huge discussion on breaking away, and I don't want to see this day come. They talk about typos and stuff like that. The only thing that was kind of weird to me actually has to click the line. It's up to how healing works. Previously, it would only have to take damage, which left open a loophole for stop clicks. Okay. For it to consider damage, it actually has to click. Alright, this line is up with how healing worked. Previously, it would only have to take damage, which left the open loophole. God, I think they're just making it so much more confusing. They basically talk about flurry and still energy, the trigger effects. We all know how that works. You stay on your dial for the flurry the whole time, and then once you're done, you heal the 2 clicks if you hit both of them. That's nothing new, but people don't get it. There is one hilarious one that we'll get to that I'm just like pretty blown away in dealing with these guys. These lovely fellows that love to pulse wave. There is a new autonomous symbol in sharpshooter, which is in Golden Age. Doesn't disqualify you from being a standard character. So I guess they're just saying that still makes you a standard character. I don't know why you would change from being a standard character with that. Maybe because from my knowledge, sharpshooter was on the fist, but I guess that's the way it is. Clarify, when a character is replaced, each replaced character gets as many action tokens as the replaced had. Duh! Like, if I have doubled up token and I switch up my Doctor Strange, he doesn't come in with a clear token. Jeez Louise. I'm just boring myself with this. So, the pulse wave one, it's just, let's get to just a stupid guy. Let's get to the stupid guy. Where are you at? There you go. Everyone at my shop hates Exodia because people play him and he has that dumb pulse wave ability. He's fine. You can beat him, but you can outwit this guy. But actually, some of the powers can't be countered or ignored. But pulse wave, it was always meant to be. Oh wait! That's not the one that says it. That's giant size. I'll get to that. The missing other into all other characters. People have been thinking you're attacking yourself. Do you think you've been attacking yourself with pulse wave? You think when you're hitting one person, you only take 1 click for them and you? Who is doing this? Put your Heroclix in a box and send them to me, and I'll give them the players. You shouldn't be playing. Come on. Smoke clouds is about like stacking them. It's just really goofy things in here. And then the only thing that I was like, really? The giant size added protected pulse wave. This was always meant to be here and slipped by us last time. Pulse wave isn't intended to suddenly shrink down for an instance, which leads to a weird line of fire interaction. So it being a fire weird line of fire action, I'm guessing when pulse wave hits, you're supposed to ignore everything. So when you're ignoring everything, you would think it'd be giant size, but you don't. It doesn't shrink him down. So if I'm hitting Pulse Wave and I can't see the other two people below him or behind him, he is blocking it. So he's basically protected by Pulse Wave, I guess. But is he... I don't get if it still hits him. I mean, I understand the effect of him being a giant size and getting hit by Pulse Wave would stop from people behind him because we can't draw lines. But I really don't. I can't. And the last thing, a new key phrase, immune. This is being defined as what first turn immunity gives a character. Can't be moved, placed, damaged, or targeted by opposing game elements. Now we can use it, very sparingly, as something a character could temporarily gain after the first turn. So that's a rundown quick of like these weird, dumb things are being changed or they're not being changed. Paulo, one of our good customers, we're babysitting his dog, and we got to crate him for a little bit. With that being said, though, I think that was good enough rundown. If anyone has feedback or has any other ideas, or if they're going to send in complaints to Wizkids, a lot of people are like, I'm protesting, I'm getting petitions, I'm losing it, I'm mad. People are sitting in their suggestions for rule change. A lot of people want to change mind control back to where they get to do the power, not just to move and attack. To be fair, I mean, mind control's fun, so I like that ability where you get to take their power and use whatever. I still forget to this day sometimes. The only other thing I do miss is hypersonic with a heavy object, but I think it's just because so many characters still get that. They get the hypersonic with the heavy super strength, and you're kind of like, okay, this sucks. But other than that, you know, when someone else does it to you, it's not very nice. So that being said, I would like to hear what people are going to send their complaints in about, and what adjustments are you feeling or not liking. You know, I know this is a long ramble. There's a lot of stuff, and what do you think the cons are going to do? Where do you think we're going to be at for Worlds? What's going to happen? What's next? Hopefully, it doesn't put us Clixers in a sour mood and, you know, messes things up. I'm still enjoying the game, still having fun. Just hopefully the changes don't keep coming and we can get the game going. And you know, the meta's been really fun right now. The meta's been super fun right now. I've been really enjoying it. So, yeah. So we'll be hitting up the podcast again. We'll go a little bit further maybe in some of these things. And that will do it. Thank you very much for listening. Please give me your suggestions or anything like that. And have a good day, guys.